Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
Kunal Kapoor, first of all, welcome to Latestly. And the charismatic, handsome man that you are, you continue to draw in the audience in your capacity, which is superb. But this time the platform is completely different. It is OTT. The name of the series is, of course, The Empire. And here you are playing the biggest king possible with biggest insecurities possible. And we love that bit of it. He's not a king who walks with, like someone who knows how to control his destiny, who is in charge of his destiny, but someone who walks like a king, but his destiny is actually destined by the women around him. So that bit was really, really different. And you portrayed it really nicely. Your first thought on the scene.
So happy that you said that, because for me that was the challenging part, but also the scary part, because whenever you see a king or an emperor in the movies or a show, it's portrayed in a certain way, and as an audience you're used to that way. That's how you expect to see a king or an emperor. True. And it's sometimes very difficult to break that. But for us that was challenging, because this was a character that I found was deeply flawed. He's somebody that's very insecure, somebody that doesn't know whether he's good or not, falls apart very often whenever there's an emotional crisis. He completely falls apart, needs somebody to put him together and show him the right path. And it's a very sort of atypical character which could have gone very, very wrong. But I'm so glad that people have enjoyed it and enjoyed the fact that it was played differently.
Right. Was there any template to look at? What exactly was your reference point to be able to grasp this character? We know that the series is based on Alex Rutherford's book by the same title. So what exactly did you read the book, or did you look at some part of the history, how Babur ruled? How did you delve into this character?
I think, so I had read the book even before I was offered the script, and I thought it was a very fascinating book, and I felt like, somebody should make a show out of this. And strangely enough, a couple of months later, I was offered the show. What for me, I think was very important was that I'm honest to the source material, which was the book and the script, because there's so many versions of this particular character that have been written in history. But I think as an actor, what's very important is to go with what the vision of the script or the director is, and not be influenced by anything else, right? So that's all I followed. I wanted to follow the book. I wanted to follow the script. I wanted to follow the way it was written. And I think my first instinct when I read the script, you go into your first instinct as an actor, like I said, is to imagine it in a typical way, which is like, I'll walk a certain way, I'll talk a certain way, because I am playing Babur. But fortunately enough, with a few readings, I was able to shed that. And for me, the core of the character was somebody that always felt like he didn't deserve this. And, you come across so many successful people in life that when you meet them in a public setting, in their public lives, they're very confident and they, put on a facade. But when you meet them in their private lives, they're not sure what have they done to deserve this, or whether they deserve it or not, or they're talented or not. And for me, that was the core of this character as well.
Right. Kunal, tell us, given the complexity of this particular character and the kind of shades that you had to read, and of course you have to convince yourself and put that out, bring that onto the fore convincingly. Is it thin line? Is it the thin ice that you're walking on? Because you have to be in that zone completely, draw those elements out. An actor like you, who is quite malleable, who does not, always portray, in spite of being 6'2", 6'3", you're not this rigid personality. You know how to, as I said, malleable in terms of emotions as well. So did that help? And there are certain characters that help you discover certain elements about your own personality. So did that happen to you? Did playing Babur the way you have portrayed allowed you to visit certain facets which were actually deep within you? Did any of that happen to you?
I think, like I said, is that for me, what was deeply fascinating about this character was the fact that he was never in charge of what was happening. every other character was had a very sort of clear graph, had a, when you write a character or you think about a character, you have an objective. Every character had a very clear objective. So Shaibani Khan's objective was, I have to destroy Babur. My grandmom's objective was, I have to make him the king. But here was a guy whose objective was changing with destiny. There was something that would happen, and then he would fall apart. But then by some sort of luck, things would fall into place. So this is a character which really is slightly lost. And for me, I think that was something that I'd never seen in an emperor before. He's a character that is insecure, that is not sure about himself, that is lost. And I think as actors, we're always constantly vulnerable because you live in a world where somebody else writes the script for you, somebody else directs it, somebody else produces it, someone gives the music for it. You don't know how it's going to release, whether it'll get a good release or not. On Friday, you don't know whether the audiences are going to like it or not. So as an actor, I think you're quite vulnerable. And there are often times when you question yourself whether am I good enough or not? Is this going to work or not? Am I going to get the right work or not? So, those sort of insecurities, I think, are built into the profession. And that, I think, is something that I found in this character as well.
And given the nature of this platform on which it has released on, what do you have to say about that? As you were saying that actors are vulnerable, they're always looking for validation, so to speak, on a given Friday. But given the nature of this platform, this is OTT where the reactions are quite quick and reactions can be, really dramatic. So in that sense,
yeah, they can be very brutal or they can be great. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So how in that regard, how do you see this platform? What kind of reactions did you receive that were quite perhaps overwhelming?
Oh, lots of them. I mean, I've had people that have messaged. I've never got so many messages before, obviously, within the industry and outside the industry. But I've had people messaging and saying that they've watched the show 3 times in 4 days, and I just find that really amazing. That you would spend 5-6 hours watching something over and over again, and for me that's been overwhelming. Of course, the reactions to the characters and the whole story has been amazing. Yeah, I mean, I've had people that have called and spoken to me for 35-40 minutes, talking about the show, the things that they enjoyed. And what I find fascinating is sometimes when people like something, they see things that you've also not seen in it.
Correct.
They start saying, but what I really liked about this relationship was that this, and as an actor or even as a filmmaker, you've not seen that. But when people enjoy it, they start, getting their own interpretations of things. And for me, that I always find fascinating.
Right. And of course, here's a character who's deeply influenced by the women around him. So in that sense, the time is perfect now because we can accept these stories. Gone are the days when women were not supposedly confined to just 4 walls. Here's a man who was a king emperor who ruled such a large territory, and yet there were women who were backing him up, and it was his destiny that certain things fell into place. But largely, it was about the women who guided him, so to speak, prodded him, so to speak. So, what does it tell about the reading of the history vis-a-vis the times that we are living in? Is this the time correct for this kind of material?
I think, every time is correct for this sort of story because what I've always found slightly disturbing about films that are historical is that the women always are vulnerable and need to be protected. Which means that, what we are saying is that the women had no mind of their own and they had no power. And it's only because of the men that, they were saved or they were protected. Whereas what I found fascinating about this book was that the women actually had great power. The women influenced the men, whether it was in the decisions, whether it was in, pulling the strings from behind the scenes, whether it was emotionally manipulating them, doing whatever it takes to do what they thought was the right decision to take. And I found that to be incredibly fascinating. And I feel like we should start telling stories like that. I mean, why should the women always be characters that need to be protected by the men? I mean, I just find that ridiculous because I've never seen women. I mean, I've grown up with lots of women and they've been incredible women, very strong women, been a huge sort of support in my own life. And this whole thing of women need to be protected by the men, I think is thinking that needs to be changed.
What was also heartening was to see your friend Hrithik Roshan talking about it, saying that you are such an inspiration. And he called you an inspiration because he said every time you face a setback, you know how to emerge back. You know how to be dedicated constantly to be on the path. So, do you think Bollywood has served you well? Do you think you got your dues vis-a-vis what Hrithik said about you?
The thing is that you always feel like it can be better, or there's lots of work that you see that's happening which you want to be part of, and you feel like why am I not part of that? But I've always believed that two things. One is that you should never the moment you start saying that I've not got what I've deserved, you become a victim, and I never liked being the victim. You know what I mean? The moment you start saying that, oh, I should get this, and people are being unfair to me, you're victimizing yourself, and I think that's a dangerous place to be in. That's not my mind space at all. The other thing is that I'm always enthusiastic about the process, which means that I'm not looking at only success and failure. I'm looking at how enjoyable is the process. And fortunately, I've always found myself in a place where the process has always been great fun. So if I succeed, I still focus on the process. If I fail, I still focus on the process, because that's where the joy lies. And that, I think, has served me really well. And it's something that helps me grow and helps me, look for new things. And whether something is a success or a failure, by the week after that, I've already moved on. I'm not sort of getting attached to it. I'm not thinking about it anymore, because I'm thinking about what can I do now and what is the process that I need to be involved in now. And I think that for me is something that has always been fun.
Well, my last question, 15 years to Rang De Basanti, what a film. And your entry into Bollywood, of course, with a film as iconic as that. Do you think the film is still relevant? And I'm asking you this because people say the material, the story is still relevant, but perhaps the way we would react to it could be different. Do you think, and there are voices, there are murmurs that I hear, that people say things are not the same. I mean, if the same movie is made now, people might react to it differently, may not take it as well as we did it 15 years back, given the political atmosphere we have in the country. Do you agree with that? Do you disagree? Do you agree to disagree? Where do you stand?
No, I don't think people will not react to it well. I think it's always going to be a film that sort of touches you and hits you. Even now, I mean, I get so many messages on Twitter and Instagram about Rang De Basanti and how, they've watched it so many times, or it still affects people. So I don't think that there would be a different kind of reaction. I think the reaction would be pretty much the same. The only difference, of course, is we live in a time of social media. In 2006, when the film released, there was no social media. So it wasn't like people could instantly tell you what they were feeling. I think now there might be a section of people that don't enjoy it, and they'll tell you that they don't enjoy it. But largely, I think people will enjoy it, and it'll still be something that affects you. Now, as far as it being relevant, I was just telling somebody that the sad part is that it's a film that is still relevant. When we talk about the issues that the film was talking about, those issues are still relevant across the world. And I'm hoping for a time that we look back at Rang De Basanti and we say that this is an irrelevant film now, because the issues that we're talking about no longer apply to the world that we live in. I hope that is the time that we come to. But yeah, unfortunately, it is a film that is still relevant now.
Kunal Kapoor, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for giving us a character that Babar is so differently, and so differently in the sense the way you have portrayed the vulnerability, that side of Babar that had remained undiscovered. And thank you so much for giving us joy with the kind of work you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Lovely speaking to you, man.